Hello and welcome. This is Oli from Clockwork Time. The website, the Instagram and the email address. Okay, before I'm going to start, let me just show you my new presenting gloves. You can see they are not sponsoring me, of course, but I got this from a dear friend, so thank you, Thomas. And now get to the watch. Today I'm going to show you. This is something special. This is there are no brand on the dial, but this beauty comes from Russia. It's 46 millimeters excluding the crown, 57 millimeters including the crown, and it's heavy and from bronze. So this beauty, it's called the AGAT watch company. They are in Russia, Zlatoust, and this model is the 195 SBL in bronze. So this watch, as you can see, the crown is on the left side, so this is a so-called lefty. These watches are very rare, and let me get to some technical details and I'll explain it later. This is a Russian handcrafted, a legend from the Urals, powered by the Russian Vostok automatic caliber 2415. This is a ratio of the legendary combat diver from the 60s, and back in the 60s these watches were 60 millimeters, not 46 as this model, but they were 60 millimeters across. The manufacturer is the company called AGAT in Zlatoust in the Urals. In 1941 the one Moscow watch factory named Kirova was evacuated from Moscow to Zlatoust, where the production started in December of 1941. So 1941, of course, this is the era of the Second World War. Then the AGAT factory is still the only manufacturer in Russia of mechanical stopwatches. Of course, this is an automatic wristwatch. But let me just continue. This is the brand new and extremely rare smallest version of the AGAT combat diver from the 60s. As I mentioned, those were 60 millimeters across the watch. The model 0195 SBL has a diameter of 46 millimeters, excluding the crown and including 57 millimeters the crown, height of 14 millimeters, and weighs approximately 130 grams. As I read somewhere on the internet, this beauty does have a sapphire crystal, and the sapphire crystal is something 2.2 millimeter thick or 2.3 millimeter thick, and with the AR coating. So this one is really something. And the original AGAT watches from the 60s had partially radioactive luminous material in the hands and on the dial. The current one is only with superluminova, so they are really good and shining and brutally shining. So I will include here a night shot of this beautiful watch, and certainly it's something you can see from the Seikos. So it's I was just amazed when I woke up in the morning and it was still glowing heavily. So the crown protection is basically, it's a removable piece, and this is a patent from Russia. So in other words, this is not something, this is just a crown guard. Let me just unscrew this and you will see what I'm talking about. Okay, this is a little chain holding the the cap, and underneath you have the crown, and you can easily wind and or manipulate the watch with it. It's a patent from Russia, from this watch factory, and thanks to this the water resistance is 200 meters. Now inside you have the Vostok automatic caliber 2415 with 31 jewels and 19.800 half rotations per hour. So as you can imagine, this is also occupied with shock protection. So this is easily called as a combat timepiece, so no problem with that. The lug width in this case is 24 millimeters, and you can easily put any kind of strap, leather, NATO, or any kind of strap. I certainly have this super comfy 24 millimeter NATO with bronze clasp, so I can replace it easily. And this leather one, just check it out. This is a huge bronze clasp. I believe it's called the rolling clasp, and it sits easily and nicely on the hand. And what I wanted to say in the beginning, why this watch is so special: it's handmade, and the number in the back here, 0168, means that this is the 168 watch from the 300. They are only producing around 300 watches per year, and all is handcrafted. As you can see, there's no case back. This is a so-called monoblock or monocoque, as you can imagine. The mechanism and everything is set and installed through the glass, through the bezel. So you have to, I believe, unscrew this huge bezel. The bezel is in this case not rotating, it's just a simple bezel, but you have to unscrew and take out the insides through the glass, through the watch face. Now why this is so special, let me just zoom in. Maybe you will see it. Yes, this is a so-called meteorite dial. I'm going to do a little bit unzoom. This is a meteorite dial, and even this one is super rare. You can see the sandwich dial, the luminous part is underneath, and upper you have this thin layer of meteorite. Also the watch hands, they're glowing. Just check it out, like it's crazy. This is certainly something we could easily call a Russian Panerai. And I found on the internet that even Arnold Schwarzenegger had one of these. I believe he had the bigger, the 60mm version, but still, like this 46mm. Let me just quickly put it on my wrist and show it to you guys. Okay, so my wrist is 17.5, 18 centimeters, depending on if it's swollen or not, but it sits really well. If you remember, then I had a Corum which is similar size. There's no difference how it sits on the hand. You can see easily that the Corum had the bent legs, and this one you can say also kind of bent, but still this watch is a fun piece. The pricing on this one, as I was looking into, they are easily crossing the $1,000 price range, and that is only for the right hand crown. the right side crown, and with the black matte or the classic dial. But this one, I even seen this, I believe $1,200-300 plus shipping plus tax, because of the meteorite dial and because this is a left side crown. So again, this is something, if I could, I would wear, but I'm tied to smaller pieces. But as I said, super nice, fun piece, definitely diving capable. So, and the other play is you can patinate these. The patina it would develop is on this huge surface. It's something, it's crazy. So thumbs up. In this case, I have not seen any negative side of this. Maybe one thing, if you want to manipulate with the crown, you have to watch for the chain to not to just twist or something, but this is really minor. The other thing, maybe, but it's a funny thing, that it's definitely not a sweet watch, so it won't go under the shirt sleeve. So other than that, I wouldn't say it's really precise. Like as I measured it under the last 24 hours, it was some 5 seconds into plus. So the Vostok movement is really accurate. I don't have any issues on that part. And this is really something for the summer. This is eye-catchy. This is huge. This is definitely a conversation starter. So again, this was the AGAT Zlatoust 195, and it was me, Zoli, from Clockwork Time. Thank you very much for being with me today also. Have a nice day and cheers.